Is Pokopia finally the game worth upgrading for? Should you make that big investment? Let's talk about it. I'm only going to include early game footage so that we stay spoiler free. Seriously, these people out on Instagram are way too happy about posting spoilers for this game, and the game is supposed to be full of surprises. Second order of business, if you are watching on Friday, March 6th, it's my birthday! And I got, one of the best Pokemon games of all time released during my birthday weekend. Gift from the universe. None of us expected Pokopia to be the Switch 2's console seller or be one of the best Pokemon games of all time. I mean, I know I certainly didn't. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I kind of thought very little of the first couple trailers and thought it would end up just being a cute, fun, cozy time that's probably mimicking Animal Crossing a little bit too much. I thought it was probably meant for younger kids. I was wrong. It's fantastic. It's engaging, it's poignant, it's downright beautiful. I think it improves on the Animal Crossing formula so much. It's making a lot of people on Instagram Reels sort of lament that they don't have a Switch 2 yet. And I wouldn't be shocked if there is a sudden little spike in Switch 2 sales this weekend now that we have a legitimate Game of the Year contender on our hands. But does that mean you should run out and drop the cash for the upgrade? Let's talk about it because the hype is insane right now, and hype can make us make questionable financial decisions. I know I can be an impulsive shopper for sure, and Pokopia is a fantastic game to upgrade for, but part of why it is fantastic is that it is timeless. Let me explain that a little bit. When Mario Kart World launched with the Switch 2, everyone was playing it. The online servers were full, you always had someone to race with, and the hype was just a moment in time. Mario Kart World was never going to be as fun as it was those first few weeks it came out, because by the time DK Bonanza came out, most of us had moved on. I'd argue Animal Crossing New Horizons was kind of in a similar boat, although not as intense. Online multiplayer was so important to that game's popularity that if you bought it months later, there was a solid chance most of your friends were already taking a break from it, and you did miss out on a bit. I don't think Pokopia is like that. There is online multiplayer, yeah, but for the most part, the experience of playing this game is not going to be different if you wait a few months, or maybe wait for a couple more Switch 2 titles that you're interested in. Pokopia's magic comes from the game itself. It won't just be a moment in time that you're missing out on. The game will be phenomenal whether you play it in March or play it in November. And it will be a must-grab title for your Switch 2 once you're actually ready to buy one. You're not missing out on something just because you aren't experiencing it at the same time as your favorite content creators. A lot of those content creators get review copies as well. They don't really have to spend money on these. Not all the time, but often. You will still make memories of the game. The memories are just coming later. Try to avoid streams though, because like I said, there are so many surprises and wow moments that it would be a shame to have them spoiled. But let's say you really don't want to wait. How are we going to make this upgrade happen without breaking the bank? Another thing I think we should de-influence ourselves on a little bit is that you don't need to hoard games and consoles you aren't playing anymore. Trade them in, get the store credit, save some money. I know collectors will tell you not to, but not everyone needs to be a collector. Not everyone needs to or should have a massive stockpile of games just for the sake of having a collection. Maybe that they don't care about that much. A lot of people don't have the space or could struggle to afford the hobby if they aren't doing things like getting trade-in credits, and that is okay. Keep things in your personal collection that you actually really love or that mean something to you. People in the 90s thought that Beanie Babies were going to be worth hundreds of dollars and stockpiled them too, okay? You're fine getting yourself a discount in exchange for that RPG that you're never going to touch again. Or that Switch 1 that will become obsolete to you once you have the Switch 2 and is just gonna sit in a closet. Get your trade-in credit if you need it. And don't think this is some kind of GameStop endorsement. You don't have to rely only on GameStop. There's a lot of local retro shops and small businesses around that take modern trade-ins or just used game stores in general. Check them out on Google and then follow them on Instagram, and a lot of them will actually post when they get used Switch 2s in. I know the ones near me have been getting Switch 2s in every so often, and I know this because I follow them on Instagram. I live in Philadelphia, and there's a ton of used game stores in the surrounding suburbs that I keep tabs on. If you're in the area and you need a rec, let me know down in the comments. I'll let you know. If you have the cash, I think Pokopia is the console seller that you've been waiting for. I've only had it for a day, and it's clearly huge, and it's going to provide hours and days of discoveries and joy. Replay value is important for your purchase, or a big purchase like a console. I think something that makes a game a console seller is the knowledge that for the price of the console in the game you're grabbing, you will get long-term, high-quality entertainment while you're still building up your library for that console. It needs to answer the question, could I grab this device and be satisfied with just this one title for a while? And with Pokopia, the answer is definitely yes. If you can't afford it right now, the game isn't going anywhere. I know it feels like you're missing out, but the game will still be there down the line, and it will be fantastic down the line too. If you want to make it happen, check out the secondhand market for sure. Secondhand is great for the planet, and it's great for your wallet. I got my Switch 2 secondhand. Thank you for stopping by Bridget's Never Played this Pokemarch. If you're watching on Friday, March 6th, like I said, it's my birthday, and the best gift you can give a gal is to give this video a like and to check out my channel and see if you want to join us for the long haul. We'll be covering Pokemon topics all month to celebrate both Pokemon's birthday and mine, and I'm really excited to try out my new mic, which was one of my very lovely birthday gifts, in the next one. Are you going to buy a Switch 2 for Pokopia? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you.